I'm glad Kiki got it off her chest so she can lower the cortisol levels and everything like that. I'm serious. Welcome back to our channel. I'm your girl, Zar Eleanor. I am here with my beautiful husband, Joseph Conner. And if you are here, you are on the Mammy Tatum Conner's couch. We are back and we are chatting all things Never Ever Met. But y'all know how this go. Before we do, we talk a bit about our journey, where we are now. How was our week? You know what I mean? We get into the nitty gritty of things. My mother's been here and she been doing all the things. And I'm getting spoiled, and it's real bad. Because now I don't think I'm supposed to do anything.
I'm just glad she brought your blood pressure down.
I know. That's so weird, because every time we've gone to the doctors, I've had high blood pressure.
Yeah.
Joe think it's because she cooking and I'm not cooking.
I
don't cook
know
bad,
that's what
though.
it is. You don't cook bad, but you are a little more heavy-handed on the seasoning than she is.
But she is better at it. She's like a much better, like, balanced cook. She does do it differently. She doesn't use a lot of salt or anything. And that could be why my blood pressure came down.
That's for sure what it is. 100%.
And she makes me eat, like, all day, which I also wasn't doing. So, like, I would eat, like, you know, I would snack and then I would have dinner. And that's how this baby is raised on Reese Cups, lemon heads, and ginger ale. Okay, so shout out to my mama because she's still here and she's taking care of us. This weekend was a celebratory weekend because Joe's parents have now been married
50 years.
50
They did 50-year
years.
Anniversary.
And it was stunning.
Little dinner thing like that. So if you follow us, you saw some clips from the anniversary dinner.
If you follow us at Joe and Zar on everything.
Yeah, we posted some clips from the anniversary dinner, some pictures and stuff like that. It was really cute. They did a whole thing. They cut the cake and they had a bunch of people from their wedding there. So it was really cool. I'm glad Zar didn't get to make it, obviously, because of the baby, but we got to send them make a little video and stuff like that. So they was really excited about that. So I'm glad it went well.
It went well. It's been really nice to see them kind of grow in love and advance the kingdom and all that stuff like that. So I'm just happy that they, were able to be celebrated, to be quite honest. I think it was beautiful. So let's dig on in. Today we're talking about the Never Ever Mets. Okay, we are going to get into Love Island.
It's just 1,000 episodes. They drop 10 episodes a day, y'all. It's so hard to keep up with this. The show came out and I was on the road. Right. And then I came home and thought, oh, we only got like one episode to watch. We have like 20.
I know. And I was trying to tell him, like, no, we have like
I forgot to be dropping these joints like every
day. Yeah. So we watched 2 last night.
And that took 6 hours.
It quite literally took us 6 hours. So other than that, we're going to get into these Never Ever Mets. They should have never, ever met. So where we left off was Jay about to into Britney on the last episode. And on this episode, we actually see them have their conversation, Jay and Britney. Now, this was a very fascinating conversation to me because the ladies, including Alexis, Britney, Alexis, Jay, they spoke with Britney and told her about her behavior and how she really spends a little bit more time talking to the other guys than she does to Ty, who is her match, who was the person she came in here with. How did you feel about how the ladies handled this situation?
I appreciated it. You know what I mean? I just appreciated their transparency. I appreciated their candor. I appreciated the accountability. We don't see that a lot. And we know that Britney has a hard time with that, if we're being honest. And it was confirmed by everybody in the room, men, women alike. And so I just appreciated, seeing that, because a lot of times we don't see that. We see like a split down the middle of, you know what I mean? Somebody defend, somebody man standing up for their man, or somebody's girlfriend standing up for their girlfriend or whatever. And this was just a universal telling of the truth. And we don't get that a lot on reality TV. Britney thought everybody in the room was a liar except for her, which told us exactly who was lying.
Right.
And it was just refreshing.
The annoying part about, so first of all, I really like, I like Jay. And I'm not a person I believe that I'm one of those people who will chat you up and all those things, but I have a limit to which I'll approach you about things I really think about you. I don't feel like it's any of your business how I feel about you. You know what I mean? Like, who cares, right? But I like to be friends with people who like to tell people how they feel about them, you know? Don't ask me why. That might be messy or whatever the case may be. And for that reason, I like Jay, because you could tell Jay has been giving Britney a lot of rope.
Yeah.
And this was her opportunity to say something to her. And I feel like the conversation really began with her speaking to Ty, which I felt like was in a very disrespectful manner. Like,
all the way around, from the pointing to the face to the all of that. You know what I mean? What did she tell him? Get the F on, or whatever she said.
Get the F out of here. And this is a real question. This is not like me being facetious or anything like that. In the year of our Lord 2025, is that how y'all talking to y'all men?
Yes, we seen this dynamic play out on TV the past couple seasons of some of these shows that we've been watching, especially on OWN. We got to stop doing that.
I take umbrage with this. And I take umbrage with this at this big age, right? Like, I used to be a young girl and we all used to do young girl things, okay? But watching this as a woman of a certain age is very hard for me, because I'm trying to figure out why you even feel like you have to talk to someone like that. You know what I mean? Like, the pointing in the face and all that. It's wildly disrespectful. And not only that, I think what we miss is that how we treat people reverberates in how they treat people. So, like, if you meet a good guy and then you treat him like mess, which things happen, you know what I mean? Then he may go on to treat someone else like mess.
Oh, for sure.
Like, you may have created a monster. And it's like, I don't want that for the next chick. Like, I don't, and it sounds crazy, but I don't want black women to be in spaces where they are with men who are in some way could be harmful to them emotionally, spiritually, physically, because they may have had an encounter where they felt like they had to protect themselves a certain way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I know it's the chicken or the egg, but it's just like, Ty wasn't even giving you that energy. And if he called you a funky dog head ass bitch, what was we supposed to do?
Right.
What was we supposed to do?
Because then when he responds with that, which I'm glad he did not, then now he's the villain.
Now he's the bad guy.
You know what I mean? And it's like, it just sets the table for a race to the bottom, and I hate seeing that.
I'm so glad he didn't respond with that. But that added to the women coming out and chatting with her about her behavior, I thought was really important, because sometimes you don't see yourself. Not that I think Britney cares to see herself, because she lacks accountability. When he said that
100%.
she lacks accountability, he was 100% correct.
Yeah.
And she's a bit of a gaslighter. And that's kind of creepy, because at the point at which I'm telling you, you came here and you flirting with all these men, then in your confessional, you say, well, it's a lot of good looking men in here.
That's crazy. And then you stood up in the kitchen and tried to play like everybody else was insane.
Oh, I wasn't really tickling him like that or whatever.
And only for them to actually show us the video, the replay of you tickling him. And him telling you,
saying,
get the F on, or whatever he said.
Which, correct language, Sinko, correct language. This is my feeling. You don't know how I feel about my husband. It ain't no way. It ain't. But you know what? We were just somewhere, and this woman kept talking to Joe. And normally, I really am one of those people who play the background. I'm really not like one of those people that's like even really care that much. Not care, but I don't feel like I have to pontificate or peacock in front of people. I just don't. Because he gets more uncomfortable than I do. Mm-hmm. But this particular person, I don't care for already. Okay? Yeah. I was like, I'm about this and that. But then, and I'm pregnant. So I'm like, Girl, if you know what I know. Like, you know what I mean? But in real life, I can't understand in what world you would think it's okay to come into a house with a person you don't know and then start flirting with a bunch of other men you don't, like a person you know. The only person you really know here is Todd. And then you come into the house and start flirting with every other man?
And you barely know Ty because y'all haven't seen each other in the 3 months that y'all talking. And so now you spend all your time and good energy on somebody else. The way that she laugh and smile and joke with everybody else in the house, I didn't know that she had it in her until
I didn't even know she had it in her.
Until they showed us the, you know what I mean, the background footage. I didn't know she had it in her. I never knew she had so many teeth in her mouth.
But it's unbecoming. It's unbecoming. Like, y'all really be for everybody and it really be annoying. I do believe in... I don't. I was trying to give you the benefit of the doubt, Brittany. The truth of the matter is, it is not okay to be in a place with a bunch of other people in relationship and flirt. Oh, that's just how I am.
You just flirt with everybody else, man?
How you feel about that? Like, what if we...
You don't want me to say how I feel about that because it's not for FCC Airways.
Do you feel like we've ever had a moment like that?
What you mean?
Where we've been in a group of people and you felt like she doing a little too much?
Oh, for sure.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
Do you feel like it's been before marriage or post marriage?
No, this was years and years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Were you asking me about you?
Yeah.
No. What? No. No.
Oh, okay. Because I don't think I'm like that, but...
No, I was talking about somebody else, woman.
You've seen other women.
First of all, I would never passively let you do anything.
He don't ever let me passively do
nothing. There was no way
nothing.
it would happen. We would end the night. We would leave. What? What kind of question? Now that I'm realizing the question, it's an insane question. Do you know me? Zar, I will stop. I almost stopped a show before.
Oh my God.
I'm not that evolved. I'm not that evolved. I would never be in a space in Zar acting. Never. It would never happen.
But I wasn't even flirting with that guy. He was flirting with me. I was asleep.
It wasn't you. I didn't stop it because of you.
Oh, okay. Because that was not my fault.
No.
That.
That's when I'm making a point that I don't have it in me to just sit on my feeling. I don't do that.
He's a Pisces.
Yeah.
The point I'm trying to make though is that that's how inappropriate it is. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. And Ty is much better than me. Because they all have said this.
Yes.
This is not, and they've said it. This has been a running thing for a couple of weeks that we've heard different people say, like, Britney real friendly with so-and-so. Britney over here with so-and-so, but she ain't with Ty. Like, everybody said it. That's how we know that Britney is lying. Because everybody has said this in their own way. But
then she sits down with Ty and tries to gaslight him. Oh, well, I feel unsafe. What did she say?
She said that, too, at some point.
I feel unsafe because... everybody was piling up on me and you didn't say anything.
I feel like you don't even like me. I probably would have had to get up and leave at that moment.
It was such a scary moment.
It was.
Of a lack of accountability, which I'm gonna be honest, y'all, that's been all over my timeline lately and I would never cape for a man. However, I've been seeing a lot of men speak about how women choose to take accountability.
We talk about it here, at least I brought it up. You know me, I brought it up here, especially when I see it. Because I don't like to see people lean into stereotypes, and it has been a running theme in the social media space the past couple of years, it feels like. But I see it, and I'm like, this is what they saying, y'all. Britney is what they saying. We've seen it. Kiki is what they saying. Like, we see it.
Yeah.
And it's like, how we had a conversation about somebody very close to us was doing it live and in color. And I was just sitting there listening to the story like, and you thought that this person was the problem?
Right.
Like, it was blowing my mind, but it tracks. I'm like, that's why I thought the whole situation with Jay was refreshing, because Jay was just like, no, girl, you're wrong.
Did you think she needed to call her a promiscuous?
100%. She ain't call her another word. You know what I mean? She didn't call her anything explicit. I thought it was.
She called her WHORE.
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did. She called her a promiscuous whore.
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did.
No,
Y'all, bust down.
Now, if I would have heard
Bust
that,
down. She did.
how did I miss that?
I don't know. You would have been dying laughing.
Bro,
but
I would have been, first of all, yes, I'd have said, yes, call her Funky Donkey. Like,
She did. She called.
no,
Didn't she
because
call
I
her
remember
that,
when
y'all?
what I'm remembering is her saying, you're acting promiscuous, and then
Yes.
Britney, them having an argument about the definition. Well, what does that even mean? You know what I mean? That's what I remember. I don't know how I missed the other part.
I
But
thought,
she
but
was
then
right.
again, if she's flirting and tickling all on my man like this Joan was, I probably would have had.
Words, many words. Worse than
Words.
promiscuous.
I know. I got to get that spirit up off me, y'all. But in real life, I felt like it was refreshing, and I feel like the women understood that. Like he doesn't. Ty is coming from a space of not having any issue with wanting to take care of you, and all he wants in return is to be affirmed that you are into him, you are into
He
this.
just wants you to be an active participant of your relationship.
That's it.
You don't give him nothing. He feels like you don't give him nothing. And everybody who lives in the house with you also can see that you don't give him nothing.
But you out here talking about how good B looked. When she said B, I'm like, who is B? And then I'm like, oh, Brandon.
Crazy.
Are you nuts? She is so odd to me, but you know what is given, if we being honest? A lot of y'all be having real low self-esteem. And y'all will do anything for the male gaze and male affirmation. And you think that comes by way of being open. You know what I mean? And it is given a bit of the promiscuous energy, even though I just want bitches do, who cares? Do whatever you want to do. Screw who you want to screw. But I do feel like there's something to comporting yourself a certain way that how you going to be open in a room full of people with other women? That's some weird ass.
It's crazy.
It's weird AF. And I wasn't feeling it. And I'm glad he kind of doubled down on the fact that like you aren't being accountable for your actions. Like you want me to do boom boom boom, but you don't give me anything and you disrespectful. How you expect me to save you from an argument? This is what Ty is saying. And he said I walk in and they talking about you touching on other men.
But not only that, I left the room because you told me to get the fuck out.
But
I'm supposed to
also
come back and save you? You better go ahead with that lying bull. Get out of here.
after you we in front of people, you sticking your finger in my face and all that stuff like that. Are you
Like
crazy?
what? That's crazy.
But at the point at which you are in this place in your life, y'all haven't evolved past that. We all been there. So nobody's going to knock you down here. We all been that girl. At the point at which you're in this space in your life, you not done with pointing your finger in men's faces?
Yeah, I mean, especially somebody who you're in a very new space with and is trying to actively
Please you.
yes, court you.
Court you. It's like, girl, get on. And I'm with Jay. Like, you just... it's a certain type of woman who could do some shit like that.
Yeah.
And she can't do it. But if she could, it ain't you.
Right.
Like, if we could be clear, it ain't you. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of glad that Britney and Ty chose to go home, free that man.
Yeah, for real.
Sinko and Jay talk about her moving to Atlanta. And she has a visceral reaction to it. The way Jay talks is so aggressive to me.
Jay must be a tourist. She just be spitting stuff out and
Oh, it could be a Taurus, though.
then staring at him like, what? Like,
Yeah, but Sinko has a lot of patience.
Cinco likes Jay, and this is what we talk about when we say we just want you to be with somebody who like you.
Yes.
Cinco is into Jay, and that's what it looks like. He just like we talking.
That's who she is.
Having exactly. That's his woman, and they do every day like this. You know what I mean? And he's trying to win her over to get him to her city. They have their little discourse about it, and he tries again the next day because he's into her and he likes her.
Yes. And so Sinko wants Jay to move to Atlanta. Jay has a 4-year-old son, and she raised a very good point that her support system is in Chicago. And
Which that's not the reason why she don't want to leave and go to Atlanta.
what's the reason she don't want to leave?
I think that she wants to start this new journey and do so without taking risk.
Oh.
People move with their kids every day, B. You ever met a military kid? Done
That's
been
real.
to 6 schools in 4 different states.
Y'all remember the mass exodus from Philly to Atlanta?
Yeah,
Charlotte, everybody was going down south.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was a mass exodus.
I mean, it post the pandemic, it was a
Yeah.
exodus from everywhere. You know what I mean? Um, if you wanted to be with this man and really jump 2 feet in, I believe she really likes Cinco.
I do too.
And I believe she sees a future with her.
I
with
do
him.
too.
I think she doesn't want to take a leap right now.
And I
And
agree with that.
the child is the excuse. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm about to be a parent. This baby is about to be the excuse for a lot of things. Just so y'all know. You know what I mean? Oh, I can't come. I got the baby. The baby's alive. I gotta go.
Not the baby's
You know what I mean?
alive.
That's she. I can't wait until this baby come out, and I could really like use this baby as an excuse. But this kid is an excuse at this point.
But my thing is, I think his approach should be more, tell me why. Like, tell me what I can do to make it more comfortable for you to move.
And that's what it.
Stop giving her the out of saying, oh, well, I got a support system, and tell her to provide you a solution.
He not there yet mentally, and I don't mean like he don't want to be. I just mean like intellectually.
Because I would be like,
You know what I mean?
okay. I know what you can't do.
I don't think he's there
But
yet.
let's problem solve. Like, what can we do to get you there?
Yeah, I don't think he's there yet. I think if he had the words and the tools to do that,
He would have said it. He would have said it. But they went on a cute little date at the perfume place with the lady. And I kind of thought it was a really good date.
But why do I feel like they go on one actual date every like 6 weeks?
I don't know. 'Cause
Like,
you
yes,
have
it
to
was a
date
great date,
me.
but they don't leave the house. Like, why can't we do? They should be doing this like every
Every
episode.
day.
I don't know why you're here to date in person and kind of figure out what it looks like doing life with this person.
But that's not them. That's OWN's budget.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. Yes.
That's the budget. That's the budget.
spend
Because
it
it's
on this
literally
house.
one person goes on a date every episode.
It's very weird on a
It's
dating
very
show.
odd. It really, really, really is. When you're right, like every day, people should be doing things, even around the house. Like, you know what I mean?
But we see them around. All they do is around the house. Take these people outside.
Take these people outside.
Please,
let
let
them
them
be in the
free.
world. I don't know. I really like Jay and Sinko. I want them to figure it out because you made a valid point. And Sinko kept saying that the baby is young, and that's because he's moved a lot too as a young man. And he made a valid point when he said, like, it made me need to be more like adaptable in certain circumstances, and then I could read people a little better, and then I was making friends a little faster, like things like that.
100%. But let's address the elephant in the room. You live in Chicago, sis. Cinco is probably like, we need to go to Atlanta. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless she was on a different side of Chicago, which I doubt that she is, with all due respect. So in his mind, he's like, we can do this. Baby can do. He ain't asking you to bring the baby on tour.
Right.
He's just asking, let's move, let's establish. You know what I mean? People do it all. You know, if you want to go somewhere, and now we are establishing our unit together, let's do it in a place where we can actually, you know, plant some real seeds for, you know, some fruit to grow. And I can understand why Cinco would feel like Atlanta is a better place for that than Chicago.
It will probably change their life to depend on one another at the point at which he don't mind. He want to help you raise your baby and everything like that. That's
How about
a big
that?
deal.
That's
we kind of burying the
biggest
lead
deal.
on that.
That's the biggest deal at this point, because that's not his kid. So now you have a young man at that.
Yeah, that's
he ain't
like,
old and busted either. So now you have a young man at that who's like, listen, bring yourself, bring your kid.
Yeah.
I want to find a place that make our own. You know what I mean? In a different city. So I hope she sees the value in that at some point.
At the very least. Let's chat about Jared and Charlie didn't have a big day this time around, but Charlie is trying to make fetch happen, and I need baby girl to know Jared is not.
It's over.
And he feels free.
A period.
Jared is free. He set himself free from all his secrets, and now
He's lighter.
No, I'm not kidding. He outside. She like talking to him. He like, oh, I'm gonna sit out here and bask in the sun. You know what I mean? You go ahead and get ready. I'm gonna just chill. The man is beyond. He's there for play.
But it's her trying to like figure out, like trying to make it like he's a mystery now. Like, I don't know what I want to know what's really his plans. He told you what his plans was. What he said it in plain English. Why do y'all do this? He told you exactly what he planned to do.
It's really, really, really getting exhausting watching women navigate things like this because men aren't mysteries
At all.
They don't even want to be a mystery.
Right.
The weird thing is that they don't even want to be a mystery. Some of them is dirt dogs and cheaters and all these things like that. But a lot of them be telling y'all exactly what it is. And then y'all put yourselves in these positions and then you run back and you tell your girlfriends like me the story. And it's like, wait a minute. Like, so he told you he wasn't banging with you like that?
Literally. But I don't know how he feels, really.
He told you how he felt. Is anybody listening? It's anybody listening? And I know we all supposed to be living Delulu, and the Delulu is the Salulu. I get it, but it ain't. It ain't. Y'all got to plant your feet on earth, okay? Because they are very clear in thought. And a lot of times, and y'all not going to like this statement. And I'm speaking to y'all specifically because our male friends don't come to us and say these things.
No, honestly, this is honestly and truly.
They don't. You know what I mean? They're not trying to figure out, well, what she mean by that?
Yeah, what she mean by it? I asked her, do she want me to go out with her again? And she said, maybe. I wonder what she means. I've never had this conversation with any of my guy friends.
We know exactly what she means. You know what I mean? And not to say that they smart, because they ain't. The problem.
That's the simplistic part. You beings are smarter than the male ones. That's the simplistic part about it. So when you come to us and you ask us, well, I don't understand, why, we in such a gray area. You want to be in the gray area. That's why
his area is black and white.
Is very plain. It's very defined.
It is very defined. Your area is gray. You know what I mean? And it's like her trying to make fetch happen with Jared. Jared is done
and clear about it. That's why he's so free.
He going fishing.
He getting a check. I about to say he going fishing. He
already counting that money, bro.
Clear, and it's still because a lot of these people are saying this is if it's a lot they told it. They're saying I'm here for the check. I'm staying for the check. You know what I mean? Started with Tatiana. Tatiana got on her own phone and said, I stayed with Clavassier because I was going to stick around and get the check, right? So now we can surmise Jared came clear. He feels free, and he's got he has the opportunity to stay in the house and still get a check. He's
on vacation.
Is ecstatic.
He's on vacation. And the truth of the matter is, Charlie, enjoy it. Enjoy him. Get thrown up against the ball a little bit. You know what I mean? Just a little something. And go ahead about your business and take care of them babies, okay? And move on. And be friends. I think her and Jerry could be friends. Like, let's be clear. I think they can be cool. But at the point in which in 4.5 years, y'all have not seen each other, that's weird as shit anyway.
It is.
You can't now in this 2 weeks be trying to make everything happen. Oh, well, what if I told you how I felt about you? Would you take advice from me? He like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I don't even really listen to people when they tell me what to do. Just like, girl, he ain't going to listen. You think he going to take advice from you?
Why?
Why would he do that? He don't admire nothing in your life.
He really does not.
And I mean that, and Charlie, I mean that with all due respect. He don't admire a thing going on in your life. Why would you think he would take advice from you? Why would you think you could say something to him that's going to move the needle in his behavior?
It's really weird to me.
And I
because these people not only show you with their actions, but they will verbally tell you, and y'all will still twist yourself into a pretzel to make whatever it is that they're doing and saying not be real.
The way he said it so plainly, what are we even trying to interpret?
I don't know. I really, honestly, I don't know. Like you trying to figure out why he's still here? Because he's getting a check. We already covered that.
And he like, if I stay these last 2 days, I get the little bonus at the end.
Yeah, like what do you mean?
I'm chilling, bro.
She like, I don't know why he's here. I don't know what his intentions are. Are you for real?
Please leave me alone. Now let's talk about the elephant. I was gonna say elephant in the room, but I didn't want nobody to take it like a fat joke. All right, y'all. Are y'all ready to talk about Kiki and Brandon?
No, you done said it now. I'm not cutting that out. You done said it now. Oh, just the elephant in the room. Okay.
No, because I don't want y'all to think that I'm not a
We only you went there. You went there.
I'm a thickums too.
No, you're just pregnant.
Brandon's brother comes. His name is Christian. Kiki's best friend comes. Her name is Maya, spelled M-A-Y-O-U.
Oh my God. Like, why would y'all do that? That was crazy.
That alone was like a lot, okay?
It really was.
I was just like, okay, that's a name. And that's not even like a dig, y'all. That's just like...
What are we doing?
I almost want to look it up. Like, is that like an indigenous...
No.
You know what I mean? Like...
Now, we know exactly what it is.
No, I'm being dead ass. I'm being dead ass.
That's cultural. It's
cultural. It might be cultural, though, but... The point I'm trying to make, the brother comes, he shows up with a perm, looking like Red from the Five Heartbeats. He looked like he about to hang somebody over a goddamn window ledge or whatever the case may be.
It was different.
So the girl sits down, she asked the brother straight up, are y'all blood brothers? I thought that was so tacky.
It was tacky. It was very weird.
It was such a weird question to ask. What? Are y'all blood brothers?
And that was strictly because of how he looked. What if he asked you a question strictly because of how you look?
I thought that was so ugly.
In a very different way.
And I'm not saying that you wouldn't be curious. I'm saying that that's a question you ask your girlfriend when these motherfuckers leave.
Yeah.
It's like nobody has any clue.
Yeah.
It's just really exhausting. So I just did not like that. And I don't like that because I have what would be considered step brothers, but they are my brothers. Like my dad was like, no, these are your brothers. We don't do step, none of that. Y'all all my kids. And that's how my mom see it. My mom was like, all right, they all the kids. You know what I mean? Those are your brothers. And that's just it. And that's all. Like we just all together in here. And it's very odd to me when people try to, and it's not I don't believe it's intentional, but that don't make it less tacky. Does that make sense?
Tacky. Yeah, and that was disrespectful. You don't even know this man.
I thought that was disrespectful shit, and that really, really kind of, I was already like, all right, girl. But the brother was on one, okay? He sits down, he says, you're an alcoholic. Why?
He really did.
He want to know why she's an alcoholic. But I think she gave a valid answer when she said, like, I feel like I'm on vacation.
No, that is... One area where I could get with Kiki was when she explained it, how she explained it when she was like, everybody drinking in here every day. We in the Airbnb, we ain't at work, we basically on vacation or whatever, which also explains why Jared is still in the house, why Kiki is still in the house. They're all like, it was a window into, I think, a consensus feeling of some of these people who aren't leaving together, you know what I mean? Alexis and Chris, you know what I mean?
That's why they like get this negative energy out of here.
They like, y'all messing up my vacation, you know what I mean? And they like, I'm gonna stay here and get this check and go to the pool, you know what I mean? So I think that was a good way. I just appreciated the transparency because you don't realize how they are seeing being in the house. Yeah. Until somebody says something like that. I'm like, yeah, I drink every day on vacation. So
child,
that tracks.
How much you think they're getting paid?
Very little. This is owned. You know what I'm saying? They spent the budget on the house.
Not very little, but it's the way your diction. Kiki then goes on to talk about how she stood Brandon up 4 times, y'all. The brother said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And Kiki didn't bring it up, and she wasn't going to bring it up. The brother brought it up. And I appreciated that information because we didn't know that. And that also makes Brandon less of a weirdo to me because not that he himself is a weirdo.
He's a little.
But I think that anybody who's been, quote unquote, dating somebody or pursuing somebody for 4 years and haven't seen them with no attempts is weird. I think it's wildly. That's why I think Charlie and Jared was wildly unserious from the very beginning. Before I even knew that they was hiding their kids, I thought it was very weird. Because I'm thinking... Even more unserious. I'm thinking you can't be serious about this person and you have not made an attempt to see them. Y'all haven't seen each other in 4 years. So that just told me, no, Brandon was actually serious about this. Traveled to come see you multiple times and then you stood him up. So that confirmed how unserious you were, Kiki, in the whole situation. And it makes me question why Brandon is with you even more. Because Brandon has, you should have been done a long time ago, Brandon.
he's got to talk to somebody. He is something needs to be unpacked there, because at the point in which somebody stands you up 4 times, you're a glutton for punishment.
Yeah, like what is that?
It's something. There's something needs to be unpacked.
Brandon, something is happening here, and this is the part where I would be interested in them having their individual therapy sessions on camera. You know what I mean? Because I think they should be doing couple and solo in a process like this, to also give us a window into like, what's going on, bro? Like, why are you even really with her?
But
why?
also, why doesn't the production have that?
Yeah.
You remember, oh my God, I think I was telling y'all about this, the show where it was I literally said this a couple of videos ago. The woman, and it was like Family or Fiance or something like that.
Yes.
And they were doing therapy sessions. I'm trying to figure out why they don't do that with this.
Because they got to pay extra for that. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Even though I think this is fantastic television, I have to be honest. But I feel like we could have benefited from understanding why Brandon, because there's something there.
What?
4 times?
There's something there.
I would have thought she wasn't real, and I would have been like, you on your own. God bless.
My thought process is Brandon is not a bad. He's a good-looking guy. He seems well-spoken. He seems like
he's concussed.
He seems like he got a good head on his shoulders. I can't see in a world where Brandon has a hard time getting women. So why, to me, have you been? I mean, she's been giving you dust for 4 years, and then she stood you up multiple times. Why are you still pursuing this woman? Because the first week that y'all was together, she was low key giving you dust.
But you know what? There should be a study about men who are athletes and their lack of social interaction understandings, and because I believe that they are intelligent in the sport, right? Like not Tua. What's the young man who went to Notre Dame?
Concussed. Tua is.
But the young man who went to Notre Dame, and it dropped his draft.
Manti.
Him. And if you guys don't know the story, he basically was dating a woman. Well, he was catfish.
Yeah.
He was getting catfish for years, though, right?
Yeah.
That's equivalent to this. Because if you never really see her, okay, yeah, maybe some FaceTimes or whatever. But if you never really see her, I feel like that's one and the same a little bit.
Yeah.
Because you could be catfishing on other things, but she was, because she had a man. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you're still not being honest. And which is also weird because, but even the guy who just got married that was on the Colorado team.
Travis.
And how everybody is chatting about how, you know, he might not be as developed as she is socially.
Oh, I don't think it's a might. I think it is. I think it's a fact thing and not an opinion.
And so she kind of is like
running circles around him.
Yes.
Yeah.
I almost believe that's Brandon's issue.
It got to be something.
You're concussed.
It got to be something.
You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like there's something to that. In 4 years, you're mad. You have an ex now that didn't work out. You were dating Brandon. You kind of created your own circumstances.
Not kind of. You did.
You know what I mean? Which, okay, you a young girl. I get it. You like them all. So like them all. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, why are you and Brandon here?
Because Brandon wanted to be in a relationship with her. And I've been trying to figure out why from the first day of the show.
Joe is so rude.
I really have been.
I
would just really want to talk to him and just be like, why are you doing this?
And I wasn't even mad, to be honest. She's wildly unserious because
100%. That's why I don't get it.
But that's why I wasn't mad. If she stood you up 4 times, why are you mad at her for having a man? You should feel like, oh my God, I get it. It should have blown something, not a gasket, Joe. Yo, my brain has not been working lately. It should have blown a gasket, and you should have been like, oh my God, light bulb. This is why this heifer stood me up.
No, well, she was lying.
That's what I mean.
But I'm saying he was under the impression that they were just in a long distance relationship. Little did he know that he was the only one in the relationship.
He wasn't in no damn relationship. And when Alexis came up to him and said, "You trying to tell me in 4 years you ain't been with somebody else?"
I believe he hasn't. Look at what everything else he's done. Why would that be different?
But then he like, I'm busy. I'm a busy man.
I believe that he really thought like, I'm with Kiki. And I think he's might be embarrassed to admit that now after knowing that she was playing him from the very beginning for years, stood him up, had another man. He's embarrassed.
But I don't like when he does do this thing, like this 3 strikes thing. Like, that's weird. Like,
What's weird?
Because he does this like, well, that's a deal breaker, but then don't go nowhere.
That's what I'm saying. I want to
I think
understand
he
the
a
psychology.
little.
Something is going on.
He might be on the spectrum.
Maybe.
He might be doing what he think he's supposed to do in a relationship versus like what he should be doing. Do you understand what I'm saying when I say that?
Yeah.
Like, he's doing what he thinks society would do. He's mirroring. He's doing what he thinks other people would do in a relationship versus doing what's true to him.
Yeah, because his right mind should have told him to leave her alone 4 years ago.
As soon as he saw that wig up on mama head, he should have been like, you know what?
100%.
I'm good on this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like, and I mean that with all due respect, because Kiki, I think you're a pretty girl. I just think that wig is just a crime. Is it a crime?
Wait.
Why did that pop in my brain, bro?
I don't even know that.
But in real life, but on the other hand, I did not feel like Kiki having a man was even a big deal. Is that bad?
It is bad because they were supposed to be in a relationship.
I-
She was cheating on him and lying to him.
But then when asked, were y'all in a relationship? He said no. It's like, what is real?
He was under the impression that's why he said he hasn't been with nobody else.
He lying. All
I
men
believe
do
him.
is lie.
Look at who he with.
If he wasn't so on the spectrum, I genuinely would think he was lying.
The fact that he's still on this show with her tells me that there's something off. So to me, you would have to be off to be with somebody for that long, number one, and for them to stand you up multiple times and for you to still entertain them. Correct? Okay, so then you will also have to be off to be with this person who is giving you the ass to kiss for so long and then not be with somebody else. All of these actions align. I believe him. He also hasn't come off on the show as a liar. Like, I don't believe that he's out here gaslighting and bullshitting us.
He has come off immature.
But not a liar.
Not immature. I don't even think I like the word immature because that feels like negative connotation. What's the word I want to use?
I mean immature and like mature in relationship. I don't feel like he is there.
Right.
But that's
right.
what I mean. But I don't think he's a liar. When he say he hasn't, I believe him. Because I believe that there's something wrong with him.
I do too. And I just I'm just not feeling it. And also, you know what I was thinking? Random, y'all. This just popped in my head. I think because the brother was a little bit, not, what did my dad call him? My dad be like, these men be sass. Because my dad can't stand the sassy man. So I feel like because the brother was a tinge sassy-esque, I hope y'all don't get offended by that. That's why the girl asked too, like to see if they were in like if it was like a Cavassier and his best friend kind of thing.
No, she wasn't that deep.
It wasn't that deep.
I think she asked because he visibly did not look like his brother, and
which was rude. Either way,
that's all it was. That's all it was to me.
So I don't know what the hell Kiki and Brandon going to do, but I'm glad Kiki got it off her chest so she can lower the cortisol levels and everything like that. I'm serious. That should be stressing you out. That should be adding like pounds and all that stuff like that. I'm very glad that she handled that and was able to just tell her truth. And I'm glad nobody thought it was a big deal.
No, they thought it was a big deal. They just knew that she was a liar. They
did know.
Kiki and Britney weren't that different. So they all knew they all knew her for her works. Nobody was surprised but Brandon.
I wasn't surprised. Let us know what you all are thinking. The Never Ever Mess really did us good. I ain't gonna tell y'all no lies. Oh, we got a date for Ready to Love. August 1. They'll be back.
Our people told us it was August, but I still said we'll see.
I'm your girl, Zar Eleanor. This is my beautiful husband, Joseph. Bust down. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. You commenting. You doing all the things, okay? Even on all the places you listen to your podcast, we checking those comments too. And we'll see you beautiful mother jumpers later.
Peace.
Bye.